Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I am Sam Smith, founder of Century 48, an AI compliance company and a master at financial literacy. And this is Let's Be Smarter with Money. Episode 9, we're going to be talking about investing, putting your money to work. Now, full disclosure and disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. By no means am I acting like one. However, in this episode, I just want to teach you the simplicity of investing and how you can make it work for you. Statistically, 40% of Americans don't invest in our market, whether it be a savings account or the stock exchange market. However, if you're one of those individuals, this is an episode you want to tap into. Warren Buffett, who is arguably the GOAT of investing, in his book I read, The Buffett Way, he said, most people make investing complex, but the best strategy in investing is investing in what you already spend money on or circulate money on. So if you're someone who is a huge fan of Netflix, if you shop at Costco, if Nike or North Face is your brand, you want to own stock in that because that's how you own ownership. Look, a lot of people are against the term capitalism and what capitalism is all about. But if you're an employer, you're part of capitalism. The thing about investing, it gives you that opportunity for ownership. Think about a 401k plan. If you're an employer and your employee provides a 401k plan and they match the contributions, I would highly advise that you max out your contributions as much as you can. Look, the best practice with investing is, for one, investing money that you can forget about. And two, being patient. The market is always like a roller coaster ride. This week, the market can be up. Next week, the market can be down. But anyone who wants to win in an investing game plays the long game. Everyone who has success in investing has played the long game. I think about all the different avenues that you have for investing. There's a term for investing where it's an acronym called RIT. And that acronym means Real Estate Investment Trust. Today, we're talking about, the topic today is affordability and how a lot of the younger generation may not be able to buy a home. I think the great alternative to ownership is a RIT. And what's cool about these RITs is that it's a company that has a portfolio of apartment complexes, healthcare facilities, as well as, many properties just in their portfolio. You can invest in that property and have ownership in that. With the 401k plan, I think the beauty of that, in addition to investing in your future and your retirement, is that in the event you needed to borrow to purchase a home or borrow to invest in a rental property, you can borrow from that 401k plan. Now, there's different penalties and fees that come along with that, depending on what state that you live in. Now, here in the state of Illinois, you can borrow from that, pay a tax amount right up front, and then that following year on your income taxes, you'll be taxed at a percentage. But the beauty of that is that you're borrowing from your own money and making an investment. I would always and highly recommend, if you're going to pull from something for your 401k plan, allow it to be an investment that's going to make you money. Now, if you're someone who has a portfolio in the high six figures, whether you know this or not, and I heard this from Professor Galloway, you can go to a bank and borrow against that portfolio. Think about that. You've invested all your life and you've gotten to an amount where you can go to a bank and use that portfolio as collateral. A lot of people are not aware of that. Even myself, I had no knowledge you can do that. But I would imagine if you're going to make a leap like that and take a risk like that, it's going to be to make you more money. I highly recommend, if you are someone who can do that, you take those funds and make another investment. Again, not only are you securing your portfolio by making that decision, but you've created another stream of income off of money you've already made. Again, investing is all about making your money work for you. I was attending the Money Management Institute, which is hosted here by our Secretary of State. And she mentioned or brought to our attention a statistic that blew my mind. She says 75% of Chicagoans don't have a bank account. Let that resonate for a second. Now, if you're part of that 75%, here's a scenario, right? You don't have your money in the bank, and a person who does have their money in the bank. The problem is that if you don't have your money in your bank, where is there an opportunity to collect interest? Now, the person who has money in a high yield savings account or put their money in the stock market, they're gonna make some money. Where if you allow it to sit in a shoebox or a safe or under a mattress for a whole year, not only are you depriving yourself of putting your money to work, but you also put yourself in a situation where, because that money is more accessible, you're more prone to spend it. Look, investing can be challenging for many people. But again, the simplicity of it is, again, finding something that you are interested in. And I know, look, investing comes with discipline. I'm not gonna say it's this easy thing. So if you're someone who knows discipline is a challenge for you, you can automate your investments. In this description of this video, I'm gonna post my Acorn link. You can invest something simple as $5. If it's too hard for you to try to figure out after your bills, what can I invest? What can I put to the side? Acorn allows you to invest a minimum of $5 a week. We have to look at investing as a way as opening doors for ourselves, putting our money to work. We are the individuals that are going to work every day, dealing with the challenges that come with whatever your profession is or whatever your job is. Why not take those funds and put them to work? There's so many different ways. If you're not someone who is confident in the stock market, you can also invest in bonds. Security bonds are probably the safest investment you can make. Now, you won't get the return that you'll get from the stock market, but you have to know what risk that you're willing to make, because there is a risk in every investment that you make. I want to be completely transparent. Just because you bet the money on the house doesn't mean the house is going to pay you back what you think that you deserve. If you're concerned about your money being secured, the thing about having your money in a high yield savings account, it is FDIC insured up to $250,000. So for someone who is concerned about that, like, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories and people have a lot of reservations about putting their money in a bank, but I'd rather have my funds FDIC insured than to leave them in a safe in my home or leave my funds in a shoebox. You work for the money, you work hard for the money. Again, investing can be fun. If you find the things that you have interest in and the things that you want to give your money to, you can put your money to work instantly. Again, my name is Sam Smith, Senior Sales Executive, founder of Century 48, Master at Financial Literacy, and thank you for watching Let's Be Smarter with Money. Please invest and put your money to work. Peace.